the fifth point in this health program is that you should follow a fixed daily routine. It's very important to give you good health, because human entity is a biological entity. It's not a mechanical entity or a electrical entity or an electronic entity which you can fix at certain level and then it will maintain itself at that same level for prolonged periods of time. I mean, basically we must understand that biological entities are living entities and they exist in a different way. One very important aspect of the human entity is that everything in the human system occurs in a cyclical or rhythmic manner. You must have seen that your pulse comes after a certain fixed interval. Your respiration comes after a certain fixed interval. Accordingly, the intestinal movements occurs according to a rhythm, according to a cycle. All hormones are secreted in a pulsatile manner according to a fixed pulsatility and rhythm. So, the more you maintain these biological rhythms, the more healthy you are. I mean, healthy in a way that your system becomes very strong, and when the system becomes very strong, then the system can look after itself, then the system can repair itself, and then you don't need any doctors or any medicines for that. Now, maintaining the biorhythm is one very important aspect of maintaining good health, and all the other living creatures except human beings, they maintain very strong biorhythms. They sleep, wake up, eat and do all other activities at fixed times in a very strongly rhythmic manner. You must have seen birds getting up at the same time every morning and flying and chirping and eating at the same time, and then in the evening they tend to sleep at the same time. So there is something known as a biological clock in every organism, every living organism, that ticks on a preset rhythm, and all creatures tend to follow their rhythms. Now, what happens when you follow a rhythmic life, when you follow these biorhythms, then all your systems improve. The heart functions better, the brain functions better, the liver and digestive system, they work better, your immune system, which saves you from problems, works better, and there is something known as homeostasis in your body. Homeostasis means that the body has got a capability of restoring normalcy. When something happens which disturbs the body's normal functioning, then the body's systems have this capability of bringing them back to normal situation. This is known as homeostasis, and all homeostatic mechanisms of the body also function better when you lead a rhythmic life. So my advice is that you should sleep and get up at the same time every day and do all other activities at the same time, and you are free to have a special weekend schedule. I mean, that's basically very healthy, because it's always possible that during the week you were compromising on sleep because of the pressures of work, and you were also compromising on activities which tend to give you happiness. You may be compromising on exercise and sports. So weekend is the time when you catch up for all those missing things. You can be a little more leisurely, and you can lead a slightly lazy type of life and do things which you love doing on the weekend. It's a very healthy practice. And in my observation, the biggest problem is for those employees who have changing shift duties. Some day they are working in the night, and some day they are working in the morning, and their rhythms are devastated. I mean, basically they don't have any rhythm at all. So this is very, very damaging, especially for people who are advanced age. So it will be very ideal if companies and organizations stop giving changing shift duties to people in general. I mean, basically it is possible that if a person is doing night duty, then he can do night duties for 2 months or 3 months, and then he can be shifted to the morning duty for again 2 or 3 months. So then it gives a better opportunity for the system to adapt to a new situation, and companies should not give changing shift duties to people who are 40 years of age. But that is for the companies and organizations to decide. What human beings can decide? Human beings can decide that your routine should not be disturbed because of flimsy reasons, like watching some TV program or watching a match in the night, or parties. Very often these are the things which disturb your routine. You should not allow these flimsy things to disturb your routine. I can understand that sometimes there are big problems, like some big celebration or function in the family which you can't ignore, and if somebody falls sick in the family, then these are situations when there is no other alternative. But yes, barring these situations, there is no reason why you should be disturbing your biorhythms, and if you maintain them, that you get a huge health benefit from that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am trying something very unique. I am trying that in the long run your system should be transformed in a way that you should not need doctors. You should not fall sick. I mean, basically it is very, very senseless that one should fall sick and then seek medical advice. So I am trying something which is much different from the current medical scenario. And if you are interested in this information and you want to spread it to your friends and relatives also, please like and subscribe the channel, and also press on the bell button so that you get alerts. Thank you.